Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a guest that's going to be joining me in a little bit. He's running behind, but he'll be here shortly so we can get this going. If you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe, share. But today we're going to be talking to Kwesi Boyd. I want to welcome all of you in the chat. St. James, Gambian thieves and scammers, Don Langron, and all the people, all the names that I didn't mention, good morning to all of you. You guys know yesterday we had a great show here. And the thing is, when I talk about things, as you know, I do not base it off of feelings. I want to get into the facts because you see, only the facts can set people free. People don't have to like what they're hearing, but that doesn't mean it is not true, ladies and gentlemen. Jamie, welcome in. Welcome. It doesn't mean it's not true because you see, for people to change, to have quote unquote, because people like to say, oh, why don't you talk about something positive? What do you mean by talk about something positive? It is about you, the individual, that can make things positive or not. All I'm doing is describing exactly what I'm saying. I've had people send me ridiculous messages, talking about, oh, why don't you say it this way? Why don't you do it this way? Look, I don't have to say things any other way other than the way I'm doing it. Okay? It is up to you, the individual, to use your common sense and understand what I'm talking about here. But hey, if you like hearing stories about butterflies, bumblebees, and flowers, this place is not for you because over here I'm having real discussions about things that is going on. And lately we've been talking about Gambia. As you guys know, a lot of people are repatriating, quote unquote, moving there. So today I invited Kwesi Boyd. Kwesi Boyd is going to come here and share his Gambian experience with us, dispel rumors and other stuff that is all, that people have been saying about him and what they think is going on. But before that, let me just read some of the comments here. Oh, my deaconess is here. African diaspora touch. Afridamus, you look like a character from Cool Runnings today. Hey, yeah, I loved that movie, Cool Running. Hopefully Kwesi has a good internet this time. Yeah, I'm hoping we'll get Kwesi gets a good internet so we can talk about his experience, all the shenanigans that is going on over in the Gambia, and hopefully he'll tell us some good stuff as well. But it's not going to be like chaotic like it was when he went on, other platforms, because this is not a setup. This is to hear the man out. Because as you guys know, there is a lot of characters, you know, in that country. And, we're getting the news, the way things are playing out. So at this point, why should we pretend as if it's all fine and dandy? It's all about, blackness. It's all about Pan-Africanism. No, that's not what it's about. Because I went and did some research. People, people have been, ever since I did that video, people have been sending me links to videos. And it's a lot more people than you guys can imagine who have, experienced these robberies that happened to them. And that doesn't have to be everyone's experience. I'm not suggesting that this is what is happening to everybody, but it is quite rampant. And it makes sense for it to be that way, because when you are in a country where the people, majority of the people don't have much, you have able-bodied young men and women running around. What do you expect for them to do for a living? And you have to also realize this place that we call Gambia, the Smiling Coast, it seems like it's been a hub, and it continues to be a hub that hosts not only, now people coming from the Western world, but they have other people from the surrounding countries that come there. These are all usually young men. So is it possible that also is adding onto these elements, of thievery and robbery and all the other shenanigans we're hearing? But that's not what we're going to be talking about here entirely today. I mean, of course, I would I would have the conversation with Kwesi, because he lives there. He can speak from a diasporan point of view, from an American point of view, and living there for quite some time. So um, these are not opinions. These are things that are ongoing. Somebody told me, "Oh, why are you telling us this? You should, CNN and BBC is already doing it." Oh, okay. So you want the news to be packaged and, you know, sprinkled with sugar, vanilla, and spoon fed to you. You want to know about a place, but you are quoting CNN, BBC to me, but you don't want to hear from the actual people from that territory. You don't want to hear what they know about the place. I mean, that blows my mind when people are deliberate, like they are literally begging or shaming you. Please, please, please do not say it that way. Do not speak the truth. Let me stay in my fantasy. But those same people, if I sit here on my platform and start talking about, oh, over there it's sunshine, butterflies, bumblebees flying around, singing, that's what you're going to be experiencing. The people that are smiling, they are not going to be they are not going to be doing these things. But then you go there, right? And that's not your experience. You go and encounter these things. You're going to be like, oh my God, he set us up. He's a liar. I'm not fear mongering. Yes, the place is peaceful. Don't get me wrong. It is definitely a peaceful place. But do these things also happen? Oh, you bet. Absolutely. You just gotta watch yourself. You cannot go there with this Western mindset and being naive about what is actually going on. You have to be realistic. You see? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our guest here, Kwesi. Before I bring him on, you guys know the usual. I have to always play an introductory music to bring in, our guests, because the show cannot go without, actually doing that. So let's introduce Kwesi Boyd, residing in the Gambia. He's been there for some time. He'll be able to give us a lot of the insights. Okay? Yes, thank you. All right. I'm going to bring in Kwesi here. Kwesi, can you hear us? Hello? Kwesi, are you there? Okay. We'll wait for Kwesi to get ready here. I guess something is happening here. Give me a second. Let me see. Okay. So Kwesi just wrote to me. He's getting a different computer so he can join us. So just be patient, because, over there you're going to have, some technical issues with the systems. So he's trying to make sure he gets everything, on point and get it going. And get it going. So let's try again here. Give me 1 second. Oh, he's still getting ready, people. But before he come on, I would continue having the conversation with people. And I'm guessing he he would be able to answer some questions from folks. Be nice. I mean, whatever. But you can type things in, and if he so chooses, he'll respond to them as well. See, just use StreamYard, my guy. It is StreamYard. I'm using StreamYard right now. It looks more like everyone who lacks content creativity or wants views. All they have to do is talk about Gambia. Well, if that's your take on it, you might as well just see yourself out the door, because obviously, there are a ton of people who are interested in, listening to this. But if you must know, Gambia is a tiny, tiny little place. And when it comes to the news, it's so little in the sphere of social media. I can produce tons and tons of content without even ever mentioning Gambia one time. So whether Madlamin, you better be happy I'm giving you guys any attention, in Gambia. Nobody's talking about Gambia like that. So these are the type of things you have to deal with sometimes. Let's see. Send me. Oh, we got, Polymath. Okay, I'll send you the link here. And start chatting until Kwesi gets ready. I think Polymath that's Kaizo, Dr. Kaizo. Yeah, Dr. Kaizo, yeah, by all means, you can come on in before Kwesi comes in. We can talk about, because I heard you talking about hiring people in Africa, in Ethiopia. And another person was telling you how that is done. So that's along this line. See, Afridamos is Gambia, so credibility exceeds some others talking about it. Absolutely. But that's the thing. A lot of these people, sometimes, I don't know if the guy is actually a real Gambian or he's just using that name. But, if you talk about the issue oh, they would get upset. But if you don't talk about it, they would still come to your channel and be like, oh, aren't you from that place? You're making content. How come you don't talk about these people? So it's useless. Oh, the deaconess got drums for the church. I can't wait. I can't wait. You have to you have to email me so you tell me more about it. Okay, here. Dr. Kaiser, welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome. You had that conversation that time.
I did. I actually was cruising through, and I think you made a lot of sense, but you're talking to, I think you were way too nice with those people because you were talking to real idiots. Because
Right.
what you were saying makes more sense. Because why would you create a business and run it like a charity? That's not what you're there for. And you're talking about the competitive edge. That's what business is supposed to be about. So
Yeah,
yeah,
actually,
go ahead.
I'm in that meeting right now, with my employees. Anyways,
Right?
so this is a little bit crazy. I was confused, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted. I was explaining how I run my business, how I
Right.
found people who I can work with.
Mm-hmm.
It was difficult at first just because I think the education system in a lot of African countries focuses on learning things but not learning skills that you can immediately start to apply in the
Right.
job.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, I found two good Ethiopians, very good. In fact, the girl is amazing and the guy is also getting trained up now. And these
Right.
people, instead of understanding and fixing the problem and saying, okay, well, maybe now we can be clear to people and say, okay, skills over this education thing, they started telling me that I should somehow fix the problem as one person, and I should somehow, put my profits below trying to somehow fix this problem which one person can't fix. It's
Right.
making no sense.
Right.
Because
Have you noticed when you were talking to them, right? None of them had businesses. Like they don't know how to create one, but somehow you that created a business, you're explaining it. No, they don't want to listen. They want to tell you how you should do it. You have to remember you're dealing with Africans. Africans, to be honest, are delusional majority. They are delusional. They like to tell people, oh, you should do it this way. But instead of you telling me, hey, you have the opportunity to do it yourself, but they're not going to do that. They want you to put your money on the line and try to guilt you into
mm,
into giving money to people. Like my thing is, I like how you approached it. It's not your problem. Like it's their problem. You set up a business. If the person is qualified, they come in. But if they are
right.
not, if they are not qualified, like why do you want them there? But they want you to do, oh, because they are Africans. Who cares? I'm African too. How is that going to help you?
You're gonna think I'm crazy, but when I first started the company, I employed two people who really didn't pass the interview. They caused me a lot of stress
Mm-hmm.
because I was thinking, maybe let me just give him a chance. But these people, they kept selling the dreams. I will do the job. I can do the job. But when I gave them the job, they told me that their dad has cancer. And thinking, okay, that's horrible. But what do you want me to do with this information? I have to give
Mm-hmm.
back the drawings to the company in 5 days. And I'm asking, okay, if your dad is got cancer, you can't do the job now. Can you tell me when you think you can do the job? They don't respond properly. And then 10 days later, they come back to you asking this. Then another one. This is the worst one. This guy, we gave him the job to do. Now he was going through maybe some emotional thing, but he didn't respond to any emails. We asked him, where's the job? The job passed. The client did not get his drawings on time. Now, of course, we may have made the client angry. He's not going to recommend us. This guy then comes back 2 weeks later saying, oh, hey, when is next training session? Like,
2 weeks
these
later.
people, 2
Yeah,
weeks later.
that's what I'm telling you. They are delusional. Like here, I have my business, right? I have one of my other employees, he's African, from Ethiopia. This guy, he called me and said, not me directly, but he called my partner and said, oh, his grandfather is sick whatsoever, and he had to leave. Well, I was like, okay, that's cool. Then the next day again, he is on the job, and all of a sudden, he said he tells the client that his grandfather, died, so he's gonna have to leave early. But that's not how our business works. You come there, when you start the job, you gotta finish it. But this guy, as soon as he said that, my business partner was like, hold on, I'll put you in a three-way call. He put me in the three-way call, and I said, what's going on? He said, his grandfather died, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, your grandfather is dead, right? He said, yeah. I said, so you leaving the job, going there, it's not gonna, bring him back. I said, so if you can't finish this job, I guess we would have to part ways. I said, your grandfather don't have to worry about paying bills anymore. You have to. I said, so you make the choice. But the guy, I knew right away he was lying. You see, he was lying. So it didn't work. Oh, look at that. We got Kwesi here. Dr. Kezo, just give me a sec. Okay, let me bring in him. Hey, Kwesi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Could you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Hold on one second. It's making this really weird sound. I'm actually here trying to work and get this on my other computer. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, okay. I can hear you, but it got this weird echoing effect. Are you hearing me and seeing me clearly?
Yes.
All right, great. Hold on.
Hey, Kwesi, well, can you hear?
There you go.
All right. Perfect.
How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Well, I am doing great here in the Gambia.
Yeah, I want to thank you for coming to the Afridamus report and talking to the people.
Yes.
So well, can you introduce yourself to the audience, who you are and where you are?
Okay, my name is Kwesi, Mas Kwesi. I'm in the Gambia, West Africa. I've been living here for like about 3.5 years after coming about 6.5 years ago. When I got off the plane in Senegal, I came over by myself. I actually met some people here from the States. They were coming over, flying out of another state. So I was like, hey, I want to go and see what what everything is about there. I want to see if the opportunities really exist. Is it a place that would be suitable for repatriation? And I did that, 5 or 6 years, about 6 years ago. As soon as I got off the plane, I was just in awe. I was like, the first thing I noticed that there wasn't any law enforcement people. And I don't think people really understand what type of police state and what type of threat we live under in the U.S. in terms of law enforcement and authorities. It's like, you try to avoid them as much as possible. And that's how it's been my whole life. At early ages, I've had encounters with police. I can't tell you how many times that police officers had their guns in my face. I can remember on 2 occasions where they actually had their guns on my head, up against my head. So that's the type of environment that we come up, in the States, especially if you live in urban communities.
And where'd you grow up in the United States?
I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut. That's
Connecticut. Okay.
Right next to New York. 45-minute drive to the Bronx. So at an early age, we were going back and forth to New York. I grew up during the 80s, and the late 80s and early 90s, which was a very trying time in our community in terms of gangs,
Right.
drugs, guns, you know. And at an early age, I was telling someone, you know, I used to go back and forth to New York all the time with the people, you know, the gang that I was pretty much with, you know what I mean? And, you know, I've seen a lot and I've done a lot. And after, you know, getting about 29 years old, I moved to Atlanta and changed my life. There I married. I had 5 children there. And I was married there for 17 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
So
I've seen pictures. So.
yeah, I've seen, you know, I was going to use the pictures, but it came in too late because I had to. So that's why I used the other one to, you know, put up the music for you, for your introduction. But, you know, I want you to, go ahead.
At some point, you know, I've been here for a while, and even as we speak,
Oh, you prefer this other one? You have 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the other one here. I should be a little clearer. Well, okay, here we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better for me.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
I went out and I put an RJ45 jack. I got it running from there into here, so I can have a clear. You know, in the past I've been using Wi-Fi to really connect and things like that. But I have my computers in the office connected, but they don't have cameras.
Oh, okay.
I was clear in this interview, and you can see and hear me. So I'm plugged in. I'm on my Mac.
Oh, you gotta get you a webcam.
I should be good now. I got this Mac computer.
Okay, perfect. So
Right.
so how did you discover Gambia? Like,
you know, I was in Atlanta, right? And there was this guy that was going back and forth, and I met up with him. And I went over his house, and he's showing me these videos. He was like, you know, I'm in the Gambia, and he's showing me the barge and all of that stuff. And I'm looking, I'm like, yo, that's wild. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That he went over and he was over here. And that's after not being or coming over here at all. And it's like, you know, 2 different worlds. And I was like, hey, listen, I see a lot of opportunity over there. So I met with him in Senegal. And from Senegal, we drove down into the Gambia.
beautiful, nice. So 6 years later, you're still there. So obviously you are now a native of the place.
My house never been broken into. My house never been broken into. Yeah,
you know what? I wanted to ask you about that. Because I even heard the Negropean suggesting or insinuating that you probably have, you know, set this woman up. But I know that's just you know, YouTube shenanigans.
I started watching about maybe 5 or 10 minutes of his videos, the video on this particular topic. And you know, in the past that he's been an agent for attack on diasporans that are actually here doing the work. One thing you can't fake work. And those pictures, if you get them and show them at some point, you'll see me at various times during my time here working with large groups of Gambians, you know, from my compound. You know, for 2 years, I trained, you know, an elite group of people that I worked with. You know, a lot of them fell off, but I got a core group of people that are versed on business systems, and that's what we do. We create business systems. So, and I've had a business for 20 years in the States. You know, I took from a brick and mortar, and I turned it into a network marketing company, and having agents all over the States. And you know, I've done very well prior to coming to the Gambia. I was able to travel all over with my first family, all over the world and things like that. You know, my first wife in the States, she was actually a coordinator for Delta Cargo. She worked there for a number of years. So we had the freedom to actually travel over and do anything.
Oh, Kwesi, you think you can get closer because the volume is low?
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Yeah, so I had an opportunity to build a business in the States and travel with my children. And you know, I was a soccer dad for a long time.
Okay, I've seen the pictures.
You've seen, yeah. You know, so you know, I raised a family, and you know, I always did my business from home. So, my children grew up around my business. I actually have a picture with my last daughter in the States. She's 4 years old, but she's in her bassinet. My ex-wife is there. We just got a divorce just, actually a little over a month ago. We
Oh, you
finalized.
finalized your divorce?
Right.
Okay.
But the idea is I've been in a long-term relationship, and I think that a lot of people, initially when I started putting myself out to the public, first with Blackset, I left out of the house and I spoke with Jibby and Jai. He's a good friend of mine. He's always been around, and he actually used to help bring a lot of people into these training programs, the opportunities that I have. Just like most of the brothers here, they're cool. He's been in the States, so he used to bring a lot of people that I would train and people that I would hire and things of that nature. And I told him we're going to start going out into the public and start working with diaspora. This was about a little bit over a year ago.
Yes, and that's what I was gonna ask you about. Like, how did you like? It sounds like you are succeeding in your endeavors there. You are, you seem to not be facing all these other troubles that a lot of people that are moving there are having. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think that when we have to integrate into the society. We can't come as an independent group, especially an independent group without a plan, an economic plan, a socio-economic plan. So if you come over as an individual, then you're by yourself. And then, for the type of income that we have in the States, we can get a 4 or 5 bedroom house. But normally it's us in that 4 or 5 bedroom house by ourselves.
Right.
So, you in one room, there's, 5 or 6 other rooms that are vulnerable for people to come in and steal your goods from right up under your nose. In my compound here, it's we have 12 people here. And a part of our culture is that we have 3 generations under one roof. So every room in this house is occupied, including the boys' quarters. When I came over, I was working with a brother, and the whole community knows me here. Me and my first wife. My first wife here in Gambia. We lived here for a while. All the children know me. We look out for the community and things like that. We have an adopted daughter, Jody. She lives right down the street, but she stays with my first wife here to help her with the 2 children, my son Kyrie and my daughter Adam. So the whole community knows me here in my area, and of course outside of my area. But if you're coming over here and you're by yourself and you're just doing your things autonomously, of course, people are going to say, "Hey, listen, this person had a container come in and they're not home today."
Right. So
Right.
so if you look at that, like, okay, you were there 6 years. It sounds like from that time. So you were there when, Jammeh was in power
Right.
then.
Yes.
So you didn't have any issues. And when did the drama start coming? Because eventually drama starts unfolding and found its way into the streets of YouTube here.
Well, before I came here, from the time I came up here up until the state of emergency was released, was like heaven. And I can't describe it as anything other than that. It was just opportunity. I stayed in the house most of the time because had my money coming from the States. All of my students would come here. We were training on hospitality, so we had a chef checklist. We had people dealing in agriculture. We still have all of this stuff now. So I was pretty much living in a B&B, right?
Mhm.
And I was training as well. That's where I get most of my satisfaction. Anybody that knows me, they know that I'm on the computer. I can build a business. Just in 24 to 48 hours, I can build a business. I'm talking about business plan, directives, operational plans, checklists, all those type of things, and that's what I do. So I stayed in the house and I was able to empower others. I remember the brother that was staying with me. His name's P. He does music.
What's his name?
His name is P. Master P. He
P.
does. Yes, he does music here.
Is he Gambian?
He's a Gambian, right?
Oh, so you most of your students, is all your students Gambians, or that you have that?
I have Gambians. I had 2 individuals from Sierra Leone that actually lived and worked at one of the properties that we have, but mostly Gambian. G, he was probably about half of the team, and G, what he does is, well, I'll say about half, and he handles all the logistics. So we were doing home makeovers, so we had to get stone planters, the big heavy planters with plants in it. Going to the secondhand store, getting things installed, all of that movement. He was handling that while I would handle all of the business, components, monetizing, creating websites, creating booking sites, having pictures taken. And we were able to, the problems came when I left out of my compound and got involved with the repatriation movement. When I left off the compound here,
so when you left your compound, so the repatriation movement, who was running that in the Gambia at the time?
It was Juliet was pretty much the largest YouTuber at that time.
Right.
And maybe 2 or 3 weeks after I decided to come out the house, I met her. I was working with 2 Gambian companies doing accounting, but they were just local companies. But I saw Adrian online. I didn't know who he was. I just knew that he was in Gambia. I was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, well, me and my wife is here. He was like, come by. So I went to their house, and when I walked in, I saw Juliet. And I recognized her from the video with Watermar. I was like, hey, that's that lady that was saying that England was a dump.
Oh, so you didn't know her prior to that?
No, I didn't know her prior to that. And I came across them through Adrian. That's how I ran into him. At the time, she only had a few thousand subscribers. Maybe it was like a month after Watermeyer came. A month after that. And then from that point, we pretty much was with Juliet every single day for about 8 months. Did somebody get me tea? We were with Juliet for about attached by the hip every single day. So I brought my crew from here. I already had a crew of people working here with my business in the States. We were training and doing other things. So we were very busy already. That took it to another level of being busy, but we weren't making any money. Not because everything was just getting started. So I put together a website for her and then came up with some monetization ideas, a real estate report. I figured that we can do a simple real estate report and offer people, support in finding land and property that they can rent. And we would charge for that. I think maybe $49 or $100. Once I went to Art Cafe, we started charging $99. And I mean, we killed it.
How did Art Cafe, when did she come into the picture?
Okay, so, we worked with Juliet. Early on, I seen that there was going to be problems. Black Acres was here at the time. Juliet had her platform, and she had the right to do what she wanted to do with her platform, but she wasn't really in harmony with really reaching out to other diasporans.
And why is that? Even though because she sells that on YouTube that everybody diasporans from the West, they're invited, they're welcome to come to the Gambia. She would be the host and show them around, but it's surprising to hear that she wasn't really mingling with them.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like this. Okay, hey, come to the Gambia. The Gambia is a great place to come, right?
Right.
And to repatriate. When you come here, I'm gonna sell you some land. I got land for you, and I'm representing causes that you have emotional ties to,
Right.
right? But that does not represent what we should be doing in terms of creating a community environment where we can create, where people that coming in, first you have to go through some type of orientation process. We have to create institutions. All right. She doesn't represent institutions. She represents a brand. So she's telling everybody to come, but she's making no promise and bringing things together to that degree because the language is not there. You know, the community building language is not there.
So, as you're aware, her name have been tied with a lot of the few people came out saying that she scammed them, you know, in these land sale deals. But she said she's not she doesn't sell land. This is what she's putting out there. So, you being there in Gambia and working with her, like, how did her name start getting tied into these land fraud issues?
Okay. You know, we were selling land. Okay. At the end of the day, that's what we was doing. The document that people have on the line, showing online of Juliet as the seller, I made that document.
Okay, so you're the one that created that document.
I created that document last year. It was online. We processed quite a bit of land transactions before I left Juliet, and we had a lot pending after I left Juliet.
So
And that's
were you guys just brokers, or like you, or like the intermediary between the individual selling the land and the
let,
person buying, or you actually buy it and then resell?
just to make it less complicated. Okay, if you're gonna buy some land, you call me. You say, Kwesi, I want to buy some land. I said, okay, and you send me that money. You ain't send it to a real estate company.
Right.
How? Never before in history has a referral agent or a commission-based agent received payment. The payment is received by the company and then it's paid out as a referral fee or a commission. I think that's pretty simple. And then if you have 2 or 3 or 400, 500,000, who knows of money going to your personal PayPal and your personal business account, there's no way that you're acting as a referral agent or a commission-based agent.
That's true, because if you recommend it, it should go directly to the company that's selling. So
Okay.
there was a video that popped up, I think last year also. These two women were there accusing you and Adkati that you guys put them in a place that is rat infested, and they said it's like a crack house. And so can you touch on that? I think their name was Shante. Was it Shante and what's the other name?
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Wow. Last year, okay, so when I was with Juliet, my role was business manager. Okay. So as business manager, I use my skill sets, my experience here, because I've been here for a long time, right? So I know what's going on and I know what's taking place. On top of, I'm a business developer. I've built multiple successful businesses, processing millions of dollars. Okay. I'm not somebody that had a job that came over here. I never had a job. My work history is only 2 years. I've always been a business person, always been an entrepreneur. And for the past 20 years, 19 years since I moved to Atlanta, I've had one business, and I've been into a long-term marriage. All right. So I always say that just to establish, a track record.
So you have experience. You are not just like.
I'm a very stable person. I get up early in the morning. I have an accountability checklist right outside my door of everything that I need to do during that day. different disciplines that that I'm engaging in to build my value. However, when with Juliet, I had my own website, Invest Relocate Africa, that I built before I came, 5 years ago. When I was transitioning back and forth, I ran into a brother. He had, 40,000 people on Facebook, and he didn't know how to monetize, didn't know about business. So I invited him and his daughter. They came and stayed with me. They lived with me for a while. I had a bad experience with them, but he wanted me to build him a site. And I said, you know what? I'm going to build a site, but I'm going to build it for myself because, I'm not just going to build you a website and you don't understand the value of it, but I'm going to show you what you need to do. And I gave him a couple of landing pages on that site. Since
And
then,
sorry,
sorry?
where was this person from?
In the U.S. This is when I was in Atlanta at the time.
Okay.
So that's when I built the Invest Relocate Africa site. And from that, I used different intellectual properties to build the Black's site and as well as our Kathy site. So
So Atkati was so her business was it the was she renting places, Airbnb?
So this is the plan. If we come over, this is the plan that I've established that I try to implement with Juliet, that we get houses and then we make those houses available for the people that's coming. It's a no-brainer. Why have them stay in that resorts unless they want? People got that type of budget and that taste, but the vast majority, they need something that's affordable. We get 3 or 4 homes and have people come stay with us. It's a no-brainer. It's not a software company. We're not developing, Microsoft applications, right? Mm-hmm. So that wasn't able to happen within that organization because of the sole proprietor. All right, the individual who owned the company, they saw it as their business alone. There was no board of directors put in place. There was no business, there was no business systems there. I was the business director. I was there to make them. I was creating them. Like I created a very unique way to get people to participate in creating bylaws for diaspora as they came in. And we did it through Facebook. And I made a post and I was like, what bylaws should we implement here in the Gambia as a community? And people were able to contribute, and we created a document, and it's still on my website. If you go to my website and go click through the career path, you'll see it there. And then everyone is acknowledged for their contribution to those bylaws. So on top of other things that would, bring us together to be able to vote on different actions within the community, but primarily we can't do that if we're not together. So that wasn't able to happen with Blacksit. So I'm a business developer. So under Blacksit, it wasn't really encouraged for me to help people build their business. Especially if that business creates some type of competition, but all of that could be mitigated. Okay. One of the things.
So with that, like because the 2 ladies, which was Shante and Phoenix,
yes,
they said that you guys were supposed to like renovate a place, put them in there, and I think she also said something about plane tickets and stuff like that, and taxes.
I brought Phoenix ticket over here.
You bought her. You bought her the ticket from the States to Gambia. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. They come over here and work, and this is the facts. Prior to them getting here, if you look at Art Kathy videos, you'll see us making over properties. All right. I had a few people stay at we had the Ghana location, which was a fine location.
Where was it at?
Ghana.
Okay, that's like around Brufut.
We had a gorgeous 2-bedroom apartment. That's where Art was. Then we had Ghana. But throughout this whole process, it was 8 months when I started working with Art was like one of the last people that made it over here before they shut down the whole globe. Now we're sitting over here and we're trying to repatriate and come over here and establish an economic base in the middle of a global crisis. Okay. Now this is the tragedy of it, is that we were able to get a large number of people to take action, right? We were able to mobilize a lot of people like this. Nobody else has been able to do what we did. And then if you look at my videos and you see how we were moving and do things, you can see that we were highly organized in what we were doing. All right. By no means am I any type of fool. All right. Or anybody. I have a large family over here. You can't do that just by being a scam artist or something. Real business people don't even say scam. Those people that's running around saying scam, those be the scammers. They want to steer you off so you can be led down the wrong direction, and that's what we're seeing today. Within less than a week from when they arrived here, it was one of the most ugliest dark clouds brought over West Africa in the whole repatriation movement. Because nothing like that, everything was, beautiful. Everything was the hope of the future here prior to these women arriving. And then if there was a problem.
Did you know them prior?
We worked together, through social media. That's about it for just a few months. But like I said, I've been doing this for years.
So when they were coming, right? What was their idea of the place? Like were they moving to live there, or they were supposed to come and work with you as as part of your business?
Well, we were supposed to build things in terms of a community, right? And working together. But like I said, I've already laid the foundation, and I had, quite a few people already here with me before they got here. So they were supposed to come in and then help to duplicate what I was doing. However, you saw how that turned out.
So within a week, they showed up. That's when that video popped up in YouTube. And so was that just a mere accusation, or the place was actually what they said it was?
Okay, there was multiple places that we had, right? One of them was a 2-bedroom apartment that Art Kathy, where she was. However, that was gorgeous. We made it over. I was looking for the pictures to actually show you right here. I can get some of the pictures of the property. If you give me 1 second, let me just pull up the picture.
Okay.
It was gorgeous. Actually, the picture that I sent you, and I'm sitting in the chair with the sister, and I got on my shades of glasses, and she got on that was one of the properties.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures here.
All right. It's me and one girl there. You can show it on your screen.
Hold on. I can give me a second. I can put them up here.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can keep talking. I'll put it up.
Okay. Let me see. Well, the property, it was gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous. I mean, our Kathy has a video and she's showing inside of the property. Let me show you that property. I want people to see it. 1 second, all right? Give me 1 minute.
Okay.
1 minute.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Kwesi is about to get us the pictures, so be patient. He sent me some pictures here, so I'm trying to put them up so you guys can see them. Give me a second here. Well, I'll ask him that. Okay, I'm gonna put up guys. I'm gonna put up a collage of the pictures here that Kwesi sent me, so you guys can have an idea of what he's talking about. So, just 1 second. Okay, let's see. Give me a second here. He said, "Has Kwesi ever been robbed in the Gambia?" Ask him. Yeah, I don't believe so, but we can ask him again. Okay. So yeah, if you're just joining me, Kwesi is getting some pictures here, so we can. He's trying to show us the apartment, the building where Shantae and the other woman was staying at. So let's see here. Oh, okay. I got the pictures. So Kwesi, if you're
Hey, bro. I was sitting there just trying to send over, but I sent a video that was on my page of the property.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'm about to I'm pulling that up. I've pulled up some of the pictures here, and
Let me see if I can.
hold on. I'm gonna put them up. I put them in a collage. So I'm about to pull them up here so the people can see. Are you? I mean, I was gonna say, are you able to share? But never mind.
What, share my screen?
Yeah, but don't worry. I'm about to pull this one up here. Give me a second.
Pull up the Wix, the other Wix account over there.
Give me a second.
Okay. I didn't say that. I got this Mac right here, and
Okay, this one here is coming up. Hold on.
those my two children, right? My first wife there. That property right there, that was one of the Aaron Caffey properties. Those are my children there. This is the internet cafe that we had where we trained. A lot of those are my students there. We had over 80 to 100 students. But could you open the other website? I want to send them over 2 links. Or could you send me 2 links? Not the account that I'm in, the other Wix account, not the one with the B&B on it. Go into the other one right quick. Okay, let me know once you get it done. Okay, so if I send you over a video that was on my page.
On your page. Okay.
On my
just
YouTube
a sec.
channel, and it's been
I'll
up
pull
there
it.
for.
I'll pull it up here. Give me 1 second.
Give me
So I
one
can.
second while you pull that up. Okay.
Okay.
See, most of the time I'm operating through Messenger because it's just easier to relate information and send it that way. So hold on 1 second.
Okay. So people be patient. Kwesi is going to show us his videos here. Give me a second. Let me pull that up here. So just 1 second. Let's see.
I'm gonna get you the two links that we actually used to book with, one for Gambia and one for Ghana location.
Yeah.
And they'll show the pictures of the properties that we made over. We have videos making them over on our Kathy's channel. However, there was a property that was a third phase. We have 4 properties. So the last one, it was not complete project. We were in a global shutdown. So we had conversation, hey, we want to, get some properties and build them up. So we got the first property, right? And we had it there. But guess what? Nobody was coming. Nobody couldn't come. So a week passed by, 2 weeks passed by, but more people were interested in coming. So we didn't know if it was going to be, open in 2 weeks, 2 months, 4 months. They were saying, we were hoping month to month. They were saying, hey, 30 days, 30 days. So we were preparing. So we got another property. We got Ghana Town. After 4 or 5 weeks went by, we started having people sending money as well as booking. So we said, okay, it's great. As soon as it opened up, we got a viable business. Now we had to create all of the website. We had to create the intellectual properties. Art's not, she's not some type of person that's just some type of idiot. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of our people got issues, but in terms, and the crazy thing is, she's done more for creating jobs and bringing money into Gambia and creating jobs in Gambia than Juliet. I've worked with Juliet. I don't know what people think. I was with Juliet every single day. I'm not somebody that don't know Juliet. I slept inside of her house. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She's been to my house numerous occasions. I've loaned her money. I've donated money to Blacks. You understand what I mean? She helped my son. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know her son, Caffrey, know me. G used to bring Caffrey back and forth to school every day. G used to go out there to help them build that house every day, running back and forth while we're down at the shop she had, running business, doing videos, running around doing videos. So I've been with Juliet for a long time, and I've seen, as anyone, we see her agenda, which is really not a social program. It's a for-profit individual sole proprietor business, and that has used its influence to create disruption. Those ladies,
I got the video. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm trying to open it in different ways. I got it, but it's not opening for me.
It's on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, but
it's on my YouTube channel.
Okay. What's the name of the video?
Okay, it's probably like the fourth Art Kathy, fourth guest. You'll see Phoenix and me standing there.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So that was a video of us inside of the Ghana Town location. If I don't get you, you're going to have to see the pictures. She's fixing them right now. That way you can see how gorgeous it was.
Yeah. So okay, I see it here.
Right. You don't even see all of it.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, she's going into the website, and we're gonna send over the link. You know, yeah. So, like I said, over the after leaving Juliet, Art Kathy came through that initial, hype with the blacks. Juliet was the only person over here at the time, so a lot of people came. Art was one of the first ones. Art being from Atlanta, me being from Atlanta, living there for a long time and being from the States, we vibe. All right. We ain't vibe 100% because we have problems. I'm on a whole nother level. I'm not with any type of foolishness, nonsense, buffoonery. You know what I mean? We all got issues, but don't bring that in my house. Art stayed here. Phoenix stayed here. I had quite a few people from diaspora stay at this property that I am in.
Okay.
Art was in this room. She stayed in this room. Phoenix stayed in this room. You got it? Okay, hold on. Let me get the screenshot so I can show you.
Is it this one here?
That's the one.
Are you see? You want me to show that, right?
Yeah, forward a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
If you forward past me, right?
Right here?
That's Ghana Town. Yeah, that's the Ghana Town location. Now, this property right here was fully furnished outside of 3 bedrooms. Okay.
Okay.
So, it was fully furnished. It was never about the properties. Now, we did have a property that was a later phase project, but this wasn't about properties. It was all about, coming over and, trying to bring another brother down because he's not messing with you. Within the first 4 days, I was like, oh, you got 4 or 5 days. You're not coming over here with that nonsense.
This is the inside, right?
Yeah, that's the inside.
And that's her.
That's her. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right. The other room is just as beautiful, just as clean. I had 2 people there that was, the happy companion was there. If you look on my page, you can see a video of me and him in this property. I mean, it don't take a lot to it, bro. You know what I mean? All you're talking about is beds, picture. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, and if you continue to look at the video, like I said, I'm gonna send you over. Let me send you some pictures right now. Hold on. Okay, I have 2 pictures coming over. As I said, the property that was being talked about. Like I said, these people just came over. They just
she was happy. She said you treated her like a VIP.
Hey,
then
bro.
what changed? What changed? Because obviously here she's saying you treated her like a VIP and all that.
Hey, bro, you see what's going on over here with these women. Even Juliet, Art. We were looking at individuals with severe emotional and mental instability, mental disorder. And, I come from a background, I come from a single parent home, I come from the streets and things like that. I don't profess to be better than anybody else. I just try to be a good person and do right. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, at the same time, I grew up, I had sisters that I had to deal with in our community that was just out of complete control. When they came over, You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You send both of them. Send me down location. If you look in your email, she sent you a screenshot of the booking page that we had for the Gambia location. All of that was created by myself with the help of my Gambian brothers and sisters and family members.
Yeah.
Right. My first wife, you know, her brother actually
And
worked with her.
you're married over there too, right?
Yes,
Okay. How many wives do you have?
3.
Three.
3, yeah.
All of them live with you over there?
Just 2.
Two. Okay.
Right. So we have a couple homes. So, and that was a large part of the issue as well. When they came over, those sisters view that as something as being oppressive to women.
What? Oh, you having multiple wives?
Yep. And that's,
So they were judging you from the get-go.
at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
When those women, there was no problem until they arrived here making these accusations, these outlandish accusations, saying that I was sleeping with underage women. Now, this is after these women have been in my house. They've seen my wives here. One of my wives, she has children. She had children prior. But anybody that's seen my wives, and people probably catch a glimpse of them in some of my videos, can tell they're way above, being underage. Okay? So that was a blatant lie that they smeared all over this repatriation movement. You understand what I'm saying? Not only was it a blatant lie, it was a blatant disrespect to Islamic culture here, where that's acceptable. And to go out to say that my daughters were underage and I was here abusing Gambian women, and to cause that to be spread in the YouTube community is horrendous. You understand what I'm saying? And it destroyed so much hope and aspiration in people. At the end of the day, I'm a business developer. I'm good. I'm straight. But everybody don't know how to make it. Everybody don't know how to take it.
Like when they got there, right?
Check your
Did
email.
you ever have any issues with them prior to them just making these accusations and videos about you? Was it like a surprise when you saw it, or you've seen the warnings first?
Listen, being someone that's an entrepreneur, I already know. Like I said, I had a problem with her. I told her she had to go. And I know that everybody was over here starving to get attention. I was like, I don't care if you go on YouTube. You're going to do what you're going to do anyway. We tried numerous times to mediate the situation, to keep it off. I had no problem working with them and trying to fix the situation, but they were hell-bent on causing destruction. And they got with Juliet early on. Juliet injected herself into the situation at an early date. 3 days after these women came here, we ran into Juliet. Juliet decides to talk to Phoenix. Hey, if hit me up if you need me. You understand what I'm saying?
Hold on. Did you at the time, were you cool with Juliet? Like, did you guys have any issues?
At that time, months had passed with me working with Art. When everybody started coming, I started working with Art as soon as the shutdown started. So for about 8 months. So that's the makeover property at the 2-bedroom. We had over 120 bookings for that. And that's not Photoshop. All right. All of this stupid nonsense they talking about. And that's the Ghana location that you just saw. You know what I mean? I'm not a person that do something shabby. I'm doing things at the highest level. You understand what I'm saying? I've always been like that. Anybody that can see me can see that's how I move. And doing, renting a house and fixing it over, although there's a lot of work to it, it's not a big deal. That big one is where Phoenix stayed. That was the
right here. Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you, because she said it was like a trap house.
Does that look like a trap house to you?
Doesn't look like it in the picture. And how long, like, so Juliet, why did you guys have a fallout?
Listen, Juliet, she likes to control. She's a control freak, as you see. It's her way or the highway. So that's no place for a movement. You can't bring people in. And you see, we laid a foundation for people to come on. We had a lot of people respond. So that created a lot of jealousy amongst other YouTubers. So when these people got in, they looked for any opportunity to cause drama, on top of the fact that my partner wasn't someone that was, shy of drama herself. It was a lot going on with her. So it was a lot of resentment being created around her, which was spoiling the idea. But,
did you feel like, oh, the way you saw things, they came with like their own agenda, like maybe they had a certain expectation of you, and when it didn't go that way, they decided to go, go the other way and start, the smear campaign on you. Like, where do you think that came from?
Okay, I'm telling you exactly what happened. People were coming over here for YouTube glory. People who would normally get no attention, was never thinking about YouTube, when they saw the movement and that they can come and put their self in that limelight, and then make some money behind it. That's what most people are coming over here to do. All right, and they'll do anything. So you have YouTube clout chasers. Many people wanted to get with art, and art refused to meet them, and rightfully so, because a lot of these people have a lot of issues and problems, including herself. She's always said she's not in. She's like, I'm not in a condition emotionally and mentally. So to be interacting with people.
Who Art Kati?
Right, because she
Yeah,
had
but she was. I know she was making videos, talking a lot of saying a lot of controversial things that upset many people, as far as a description of Gambia and the way she described the people. So she was. I mean, I'm guessing she's probably there for her YouTube, but not sure. So these women, Phoenix and Rain, right? Is that
Yeah,
so?
Phoenix
Phoenix. So they met Juliet.
Okay, this is what happened. We bumped into Juliet.
Okay.
All right. Now you got to understand, there's a matriarch mentality. All right. So these women thinking that they're controlling and running everything, but they're just destroying things.
Right.
When Juliet saw them, she's like, "Oh, this is a way for me to get to Kwesi, because she already know how they think." I mean, we don't think ourselves. Okay. You see, the only brother over here that's doing something. I've been here for years. All right. I have children from here. What we've been doing, we're not running around saying, "Hey, look at me at the monkey park. Oh, look at me over here at Sarakunda Market," right? No, we were like, "Hey, here's the institutions, here are the systems that we need." Many systems we put in place. That's how we were able to, financial systems. If you invested with us, you had a page where you can log on and you can see your investment. And these are all things that we created here. We had over $1 million pledged towards a land development project. We had 365 people that wanted land through. You didn't see the link, but the pages that you saw, those booking pages, belong to a broader website that had investment portals where people can come. They can see an investment presentation, a breakdown of where the money is going to go, where it's going to be spent, and what our plan was. And people saw that it made sense, and they sent their money. These people weren't fools. All right. They saw Art had her problem, but Art was always saying, "Hey, I'm here. I have this audience, but this is the one that have the business systems, and he can make it happen. I'm not going to take on anything that I can't make it happen." And it would have been easy for me, because that's what I do. I build business. You have all the people here. They don't have nothing to do. I've trained them with my own money. That year, I was the largest investor that year. I lost the most, over $20,000.
Oh, so so none of this, like, they didn't put money towards all towards this? This is solely on you.
No, I put money there, but it was over 80,000. I put a fourth of it, 20,000, and then we had other people come up with another 60. So, and then we had pledges for a lot more than that, a lot more. You know, I never thought I would see the type of response financially from our community that I saw during that time. It was amazing. You know, if we were allowed to continue to do what we were doing, you wouldn't see all of this drama here. But in typical Black American fashion, we come in to destroy. And it's the women not respecting the brother. If we had a problem, we should have handled this behind the scene. But it wasn't about that. It was about them trying to take over what I was doing.
Oh, okay, okay. So, so you think, because you know other people have sent me things where they think Juliet is behind a lot of the drama that's happening, and but the people want me to ask you: have you ever been robbed in the Gambia?
Never been robbed here in the Gambia.
So,
Now, I'll tell you this, right? The people that are getting robbed, it's not random. They're associated with the wrong type of people. You know, I've had many threats made towards me on social media. It's been talked about that I made threats and things. Nobody ever produced a document of me saying, when all of that stuff was going on, I wasn't thinking about, I was like, these people crazy. I was good. I got wives. I'm straight. That's like the biggest obstacle in U.S. society for a Black man to be able to have his woman in submission. So I'm like, yo, you know, I'm sitting over here. I'm good. I'm at the next level. They're the ones that need me. You understand what I'm saying?
So I noticed that, I mean, because I went on search, I saw the videos is usually majority is the women's by themselves, single women getting robbed. Do you think these women are getting involved with Gambian Pookies and Ray Rays and then
you know, these women when they come over here, you know, the level of arrogance that they have, you know, anybody will rob that. And you know, like even the situation that just happened, it's not a random thing. When they came over here,
you know that lady, right?
yeah, Shante.
Oh, okay. So she's one of the first guests that came. She's the one.
She's one of the accusers.
Okay.
The same day.
So she never left. They stayed.
She's there. That same day that she got robbed, they brought me down to the serious crime units. They came, you know, pretty much put me in their car, brought me down there to answer again, you know, because she was a large contributor.
So you got picked up for you were accused of the robbery and you got picked up?
No, not the robbery. No, that day she for her investment money, right? She brought me to the serious crimes unit, right? So you know, I'm leaving at my house. I got 3 people with me. We're about to go do our task for the day, and 2 cars pull up. Her and her, you know, she said it's her bodyguard, which is just a hired penis. She pulled up with him, and then you know you have these, you know, people from the serious crime unit in the other car. You know, they take me, they put me in the car and bring me to Banjo. I'm there all day, and we're sitting in there. While we're sitting there, I hear one of the officers say, "Hey, you know, Juliet is on her way down here."
Oh.
And I'm like, "What
So
is Juliet? What Juliet? She doesn't. She's mad because I told Adrian before, if she keep on trying to attack me, I'm just gonna come out, you know, because I don't have time for this nonsense that they got going on, you know. But I told him that, and I've done certain things, and I said things in the past, and she's been behind the whole thing so that she can get market share. It's all about market share. So if she can get rid of Mass Kwesi and Art Kathy, who are the people going to go to for land, right?
So where did the fallout begin between you and Juliet for her? Because that's you're right. That's strange for you to be at the police station and Juliet shows up, you know, and
right. They said she brought evidence down there because she wanted to support them and interject herself in it. She was the one behind the whole attack Negro Peon came out and said she was one of the main people feeding her information. You understand what I'm saying? She should have never. So she implicated herself in the whole defamation process. You know, she was bitter about me and her had a feud, and Art had a feud prior to those ladies coming. It wasn't about none of that stuff. They lied about me and sleeping with underage women. They lied about me doing crack cocaine. All right. Now,
We've heard all that on. They said you and
yeah,
Art, you guys are doing crack over there in Gambia.
okay. Now, all of this stuff, people thought that was funny, and I know it's YouTube and it's largely entertainment, but so many people were hurt. You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
we continue to be just a group of messy people. You know, we got brother RJ out there doing great work, sister Ya, you know, brother Foday. When all of that nonsense came, they stood up. Did blacks stand up? Did
I
the other
didn't.
YouTubers here, did they say, hey, listen, let's stop this? No, they encouraged that. Instead of saying, hey, handle this in private. No, you know, she wanted, you know, I have correspondence from Blasted to them, encouraging them to go on YouTube and put all of these lies out there after they know me themselves, after they know my wives and know I live an honorable existence here. You understand what I'm saying? Know that I'm of good character, and you know, supported that. And Adrian too. When you said something, I didn't want to go in on Adrian because we was dealing with Juliet, but Adrian supported that too after knowing me and knowing what these ladies were saying, but they didn't care. They just wanted me out of the picture. You know, his wife wanted me out of the picture. They wanted something bad to happen to me, but it didn't happen. The ones that came over and started all of that nonsense, you know, a lot of bad stuff is happening to them because they came over here with bad intentions.
So did the serious crimes unit, did they charge you with anything?
Right now, they're doing their investigation. But like I said, it's all petty stuff that we're going to iron out in the court process.
Yeah. So you have, you know, yesterday I did a video show about the woman that got robbed. Like I said, the Negro Peon insinuated that, you know, you probably sent the people there. But the way it sounds like these people, you know, they know each other because she says she had a watchman. But
Listen, from day one, when she came here, she made it be known that she had money. She trying to say that, you know, they go around here flaunting their money and what they have. And Jibby and Jai interview, he stated that she paid for sex from him. Now, this is all public stuff. All right. She paid $1,000. So all of these dudes, all of these Beach Boys and everybody know that she got money.
So she's hanging out with the Beach Boys.
You know how they get down over here.
Right.
They're not coming over here to get married. They're coming over here to reclaim their youth. You know what I mean?
And the Beach Boys are available for that.
You know, they buffed up and they piping hard. You know what I mean? So and that's and it's a sad thing because it's, you know, the Black Karen mentality. You know, and you know, and going to the police, and these sisters over here mad at me. You know, you mad at me because you chose to go in the wrong direction, and within a week they had problems. They started fighting amongst each other. Just garbage. Just garbage. You understand what I'm saying? Taking place that ruined a multi-million opportunity. Not for me, because I can't do it by myself. It was an opportunity for us all that was a part of this, that the opportunity ruined for. They didn't bring me down because I was already up to a level. I was about to go super high with us together. But that wasn't allowed to happen. And the ones that could have got off the ground couldn't get off the ground because we had these people coming over here representing that were willing to go onto YouTube in front of the world and make blatant lies, because YouTube is largely entertainment. Right.
So let me ask you this. I know you've been around Juliet, right? You guys were friends. And, you know, somebody told me this, that they think Juliet is behind, when they were showing, when the British news agency was showing this child sex stuff in the Gambia, someone said she was the one behind that, contacting them and making those stories to them behind the scenes. Do you think she is capable of that?
Yes, I think she used a large amount of her time to work behind the scenes to defame, slander, promote her agenda, to the point of using fake YouTube accounts. I'll never make a fake YouTube account and go up there and waste time logging in and out of accounts to make comments to try to, you know what I mean? It's a job for her, because she's making money. So, however, her character has come into a question.
Question,
And
yes. As far that's what I was gonna ask you about the character, as far as the land issue, and also building boreholes. Are you in the borehole business?
no,
Okay.
after I left Juliet, I pretty much, for a large part, removed myself from anything doing with land because I didn't think it made any sense for us to buy land haphazardly. My whole, uh, the idea was that we come together and buy a large piece of land together. So the people who were wanting to buy land, we would say, hey, okay, we're going to take this money, we're going to put it together until we get enough to either buy the land outright or be able to finance the land. And now you're going to get more for your money. You're going to get more land for your money, or you can get spend less money and get that plot that you want. You understand what I'm saying? Which made sense as opposed to, okay, send me your money and let me just get you wherever I can negotiate some backyard deal with on some land that's not fully legitimate.
So that, it's my understanding that there's a class action suit, and some people came out, even some Africans themselves, whom claim they giving money to Juliet, but no land, and it's like it's a dirty business somehow. But Juliet, is not speaking straight to the people. She's giving different stories as far as I could see. What do you know about that situation?
I think we have enough facts to show that there is some extreme mismanagement, right? Some false and misleading, advertisement. You know, um, there's been a lot of money that was sent that has been sent under questionable transmittance, right? If you have people, hey, I sent Juliet to buy my money and this buy my land, and then she says, well, I don't sell the land. What type of recourse? I'm sending my money to the person that I'm buying the land from. Now you're saying you don't you don't sell land. And then it was the whole thing, with her the her email getting hacked, right?
Is that
So,
is that true, or she just trying to do damage control?
well, let's say if you were trying to hide something, emails, correspondences, receipts, da 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 da. Oh, my email got hacked, and now it's no longer there, right? I mean, come on. It's never, we can't take things on face value. It's always, something else taking place behind the scene, as
You
well
know
as
what? I actually just thought about this. I wanted to ask you, but I forgot. So I had the video here I showed where we'll come back to the woman that was getting robbed, the Tete lady. Like they were chiseling, hitting. It was loud, right? But
uh-huh.
somehow I'm like, okay, how did she not hear? Do you think one of the Beach Boys were upstairs with her?
Well, from what I'm hearing, is you don't have to chisel it. You see, that's one thing about the social media. They can, they show that chisel there, but that's not actually how that came off of there. There's other ways where they can apply pressure to the frame, you know, to make it come off without any noise. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So she wouldn't have heard anything like she didn't. However, you know, it's never a random. Seldom is a crime random, but most of the time, if somebody get killed, it's the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the husband, the wife, you know, the neighbor, right?
Right.
So it's someone that is close. They've surrounded themselves with a lot of shady individuals. When I was here, most of the people that was working with me, half of them went with them. Okay, they were chasing the money. I couldn't do anything. Right, half of the people that was working with me went with them. All right, so they had dealings with them, and none of those dealings turned out positive. You know, and they just all turned out to bad dealings and just a toxic group of people. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what you're seeing. All of these top fighting, you know, people's houses are getting broken into, you know, all of the stuff that took place on YouTube that was encouraged by YouTubers here. You know what I mean? For market share, no, it's no real Pan-African movement here. It's just who can get the most money, who can get the most donations. It's a feeding frenzy off of the hopes and aspirations of people wanting to come over for a different life.
So what do you think, what is the future plans? You know, how do you see this quote unquote, you know, Pan-Africanist movement is going? Because Juliet she's not backing down. She's going hard, pushing that, you know, this is the way to go. So you're there, you know these people. How do you see things going? Like, what's the future look like?
Okay, if you look at the instability that was brought to the movement last year, okay, we had personally over 300 people coming through our vacation property, through our opportunity. We sold over 100 real estate reports. We had over 365 submissions for real estate inquiries, right?
And these are people from the diaspora, right?
Diaspora, UK, all over, you know. And what happened was, they all got kind of thrown off of the path, right? So if you have two people come over here and say, okay, this guy's not doing what he's supposed to do, you know, he's doing drugs, he's sleeping with underage women, you know, making all of these outlandish accusations, right? Now, all of these people are going into the hands of looking towards these people as someone that they can trust. But they've already started out lying. Okay? Now, the majority of the people probably just got scared off not to come and just saw the whole situation as a bunch of mess and not come. You know, the other half of the people, you know, some was just kind of reluctantly still having hope. The other half just, you know, jumped in and said, hey, I'm going to come anyway. I'm going to go with these people. But to date, they haven't produced anything at the level that we produce. In fact, it's been nothing but drama and chaos. However, for them, but for me, it's been really great. But most of my activity, I just really keep it off of YouTube at this point. But we're doing a lot of great things. A lot of great things.
Yeah, because so what would be your advice to those who are looking to relocate over there? Because like this picture that I'm sharing here, the, you know, Black Seed, showing that she's the queen of, you know, Nubia. So it's mostly, I'm seeing that she used lots of optics and, you know, to try to attract the people in. And many, I mean, few have said they went to Gambia, but she wouldn't even meet with them. So what would be your advice to those who are looking to
Okay.
get there?
Like anyone that's looking to come over here, I would say find a family. You know, find a Gambian family that you can. If you're single, if you're a single brother, you know, and you're coming over, because there's a lot of brothers that's coming over single. You know, you know, just try to change your mentality because you know you got deviant society here. You have a lot of women
Mhm.
here and things like that, but we don't want to come over doing the whole dating scene. And you know, I'm not. You know, I've been there. I have my share, but you know, I got married. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and the families benefit in a tremendous way. You know, because I'm dedicated to that and making that happen. You know,
Mhm.
and sisters, you know, so I have Gambian children. I got Wolof children and Medinka, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, do you speak any of the languages? I was gonna ask you that.
Mange diga Wolof tutti tutti.
Oh, oh, young. Okay, okay,
Uh,
okay.
so
Oh, you definitely, yeah, you're on your way. Okay.
yeah, so you know, like on my wall out here, you know, I have a bunch of phrases. I don't know if you ever saw my wall over here, but I have the Hall of Language, and it's you know, I've had girls that have stayed here and they would get up and they would quiz me. That's one of my, you know, my things that I have to do on my accountability chart is language. You know, they'll stand there and quiz me while I go through, you know, 50, 100, you know, different words and phrases. But yeah, I'm you know, I'm good. I'm good with Wolof. I speak a little bit of French. I Spanish as well. I've been learning Spanish for years.
And
So
and yeah, and what would you say to those who are coming, with their caring mentality, to try
you
to
know what?
relive their youth and hanging out with the beach boys and
You know what? Like G said, you know, Gambia's nice. Nobody's gonna judge you here, as
right.
long as you're not doing anything illegal. You want to come over and you know have a younger man, and he's in harmony with it. That's fine, okay. But don't try to attack a brother that you know he has a wife and you know she might be younger, right? Because they think if you're 45, your wife has to be 45, you know, not 35. You
Right.
understand? And they might say, oh, she's younger than him because she's 5 or 10 years younger than him. But this is a grown lady of 25, 35 years old. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know, if you can do it, you know what I mean? Don't try to demonize a brother that's actually married. You
Right.
sleeping with boys, you're talking about somebody that married to a family, and it's a process here. You have to go to the father. You have
Hmm.
to bring people to the marriage. You got to bring two people to the marriage and sit down. That's a whole honorable process. Don't be over here doing shameful things, right? And then when somebody's doing something honorable, you try to demonize it. And but I like I said, what they did was far worse than anything that would be considered innocent. You know, it was all hate. It was all a nefarious person. It was all a conspiracy. And I have, proof of that. I'm not sitting here, and it was all on YouTube. It was a sloppy job, and you know, instead of them encouraging, these ladies to, like the Exodus Alliance, to try to find some mediation to save these people investment. No, they wanted to make it ugly all the way to the degree of everything being lost. We could have stopped the hemorrhaging early on, but they never had the intention to do that. You don't go on YouTube when you're doing business, or any decent person go on YouTube saying something about somebody, even if it's true, let alone it being false and a lie, only to destroy this great movement.
So, do you think Juliet has a connection in the police where it's like she has them on speed dial? Because it looks like she seems to be able to get the police on whoever she has issues with. Because I saw she had the police involved with her situation with the bags. and then you were taken to the serious crimes unit while you're at the police station. She showed up there. So do you think she has some police on the payroll, or
Listen, listen, this is Gambia. All
right?
right.
Mm-hmm.
She knows a lot of people, and that's what she was leveraging. Getting involved with all of these people to you know, give her movement credibility. All right. Now, okay, I got a picture with the president. I doubt if she care about really engaging any further, nor that, not that he can do anything.
Yeah, but it's just a picture for optics,
It's just a picture to send
Yeah.
donation.
Yeah, that's just optics,
Give me some donation.
Yeah.
But I didn't come over here. I never needed donation. I was the donor. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about little dollars. But at the end of the day, if you someone in her status, and look at me, I've had a personal relationship with Juliet. It didn't have to come to this, and I'm telling you, it did not, to no level, have to be messy. But this is all feminine estrogen energy that you see going on, warring back and forth, without no controls. And it's unfortunate that here this is our rite of passage as Black brothers in diaspora that has been taken away from our father's land. Okay, now we're coming back home to reclaim our manhood, and we have these over aggressive women. Well, if we choose to deal with them, and I knew it was a double-edged sword, but I was in it for the people that who aren't as vocal as Juliet or Art Kathy, who's just sitting back, that want to come, that needs someone that have some sense. You understand what I'm saying? That can guide them properly, that don't need their money, that would do it for free. Hey, I brought 2 people tickets to come over here and stay with me. Anybody that know me, that's how I do. It's not something I've just started doing. I've always helped people, and I've always had large amounts of people around me, entourage. In Atlanta, we had a house, and it was about 8 bedrooms. And, I had my whole team there, my driver. I had, 2 personal assistants. I had my wife there. We had 3 girls that lived and worked. All my children been homeschooled. Look at my channel. One of my daughters play classical piano. We all have done martial arts. So, coming from the hood, I've been able to change my life around and take it to the next level on multiple occasions. And, like I said, and we're still doing it. We got some great things going on that I'll share with you. If you could ever come over, come check me out, come see where.
Most definitely. When I visit, I'll definitely come see you. And the thing is, so going to the police there, and now because what's the energy like? Because with all the drama, police getting involved with with all these things, how are they? Do you think the energy is changing with the way they're seeing everything?
Right. Like I said, we came over here. We're a group of people, but if I'm over here and I'm doing things, and then the people that's around, they see, oh, these people coming over here, and they're not really trying to build. If they can attack this brother and they trying to bring his down, you know what I mean? They're gonna try to get whatever they can. Okay, all right. Okay, so if they disrupt this lane right here, now you have all those people coming. Now all those people became victims of getting ripped off at the airport for real estate, for land, because people were sitting back watching. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we had controls in place so people don't get ripped off, because we're not just buying land. Everybody coming over here, hold on to your money. Wait till you get over here. Let's get enough money. Let's take it to the bank and say, hey, we have 200,000-300,000. Could you match this? Or go to a developer. Hey, we got this. We need this land right here. That was my plan, and that would have stopped a lot of the people who were sending their money, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people sending thousands of dollars that's unaccounted for. You understand what I'm saying? If this is a movement, you got to have a finance committee. All right. if everybody's looking at us and they say, hey, Kwesi is a authority on repatriation over there, so I'm gonna take his word for it. But I'm just saying, hey, listen, send me, I can get you this land. They got these properties out here. Now I'm an opportunist capitalist, as opposed to in the Pan African movement. Hey, let's create a real estate division. Let's create a real estate division and get, and buy the land in bulk. I mean, we don't have to sit down like a team of scientists to realize that we need to buy land in bulk as a community, because that's only going to lead to oversaturation. That's going to lead to you buying a property, building your property. To the left, somebody just had enough money to build a wall. To the right, somebody don't have a wall at all. It's just an empty lot that people started piling trash into. You understand what I'm saying? While you got your $1 billion mansion sitting there. And I mean,
well, there's still a lot of people who are still interested in this, quote unquote movement. But now that you've seen, how things went, and what's your next move? Are you still hopeful and still have you still feel good that you can still pull this off with the people that are still willing to work with you?
Right now we have about 20. Yeah, definitely. We have we have multiple locations, and we have about 20 people in our network. We've just been working behind the scenes with about 6 different businesses. So yeah, definitely, people who can relate to what I'm saying here, and we're definitely building because we have to.
Do you have a vetting process in place?
Yep.
Okay.
I had that there before, but like I said, my proximity to art, it just created a instability. That the whole movement is unstable. It's unstable because there's no institutions, and there's just competition. People are creating brands over institutions, and that's a part of our consumer mindset. However, those of us who are entrepreneurs, we have a social responsibility, and our corporations have to have a social economic agenda. So instead of building corporations that tower into the sky as skyscrapers and office space, we have to disperse them into communities that have industry and produces products.
Yeah,
So
I saw you. I saw you. You posted a video. You went to a place. I think it's by the airport. They're building some huge stores
right,
there, a
right,
mall or something.
yes,
And you were talking about, hey guys, this is an opportunity to do this. But there are other people. I'm guessing they are YouTubers in the Gambia. Do you think most of these people, not only the women, there's a lot of guys there too, who they claim they want to build, but it's mostly just YouTube videos? You obviously you're speaking as a businessman. You're
right.
not pretending that you want to go and build boreholes. That's why I was asking you, are you in the borehole business? You flat out
So
said no. And that's you don't no need to pretend about it. You're like,
no.
no, but you're about business.
I think
So right.
that situation was that she promoted the building of a borehole as a contribution, a donation to a community. All right, let's build this borehole for the community. Then, however, behind the scenes, she was negotiating a land deal. You know what I mean? When you're talking about, these are the things that scams are made of. When you're saying, okay, you're saying one thing, but you're doing something else in the dark.
Right.
And when you have a sole proprietorship business like that, and at the level that we are in, that's why she's coming up under so much scrutiny, because she's operating as a corporation. She's operating as an institution in an important area of endeavor. I heard a brother from the UK, you know, around that time, a lot of people wanted to come out like they had facts on anything, but they was just trying to ride the YouTube
the wave,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Come out, say a little something about Max Kwesi. You know, one brother, him and his sister, they don't have a lot of subscribers, but they're out of the UK. But I was at that time, I looked at a few videos, and he was like, "Oh, what Kwesi and R. Kathy is doing, you know, against this movement, you know, this movement of the ancestors, and you know, all of our, you know, hopes and aspirations and generations of oppression coming to a point of where, you know, we'll be free from that, and these people are over there scamming people, right?"
Right.
And it was totally the opposite. The person that was promoting all of that was the one behind the scenes doing all the stuff people was dissatisfied about, all of the misdealings, all of the lying, all of the scamming, you know, all of that stuff was being done, and there was a great dissatisfaction, but it wasn't because of us. There was, you know, once that happened, there were so many people that took advantage of the people that were coming over here, you know, for housing, for land. We see that, you know, while all of that chaos was going on, all that negative, all of that money was going over there, right?
Right.
It was going over there, but you have to have systems in place to be ready for something like that. You just can't have Pinky in the brain over there, you know, trying to take over the world.
And someone has a question. I guess they're interested in, you know, going to the Gambia, but they want to know how much money should one, you know, put aside if you know, want to go to the Gambia.
If you want to come to the Gambia, you definitely have to have an income source. Now you can live off of 300 a month if you have like a one bedroom. You know, you can pay 100 for it somewhere. It's not going to be the best. Be prepared for, you know, the water not to be working all the time and the power to go out. You know, it's not going to be comfortable like our standards. You know, you might be able to, for 200 a month, you can get something that's a little bit more comfortable. You know, but on a fixed income of 400 or 500 a month, you can live over here as an individual. You know, or maybe one child. But there's no job over here. You're not going to want to come over here and get a YouTube channel and think you're going to make some money like that. You know, it's a large commitment. You know.
Nice. You know, I'm really, you know, thank you for, you know, accepting, you know, the invitation to come to the Afridamus report and, you know, give your side of the story and experience. I would hope Black Sid would take the offer too and come and speak with the people, because they want to know, you know, things about the land, the boreholes, and the movement, and even those who, you know, hang out with the Beach Boys. You know, I'm open to hearing them, because quite frankly, there might be some, you know, women who are older and they want to go hang out with the Beach Boys, and if that's your thing, that's fine, you know. But you don't have to pretend, you know, and bring them to your, you know, home and not expect, you know, to get robbed or things, you know, of that sort. So it is what it is.
Brother, the people that's over here, like I said, I see and I hear and I know everything, and this is what the people that's having problems. You know, there's a law of power. It said avoid unhappy, unlucky people. You see somebody that's, oh, this happened to me, that happened to me, oh, this person did this to me, oh, this person did that. More than likely, it's that person. That's the problem. And from day one, they've been a problem, and they've drawn all of this negative onto themselves. And anybody that's coming over here, you got to be careful, you know, because, you know, it may be the devil that's telling you to come. You understand what I'm saying? And they're putting you into a situation that you're not prepared for. You know, they're just saying, come. They don't have anything for you in terms of an economic plan, you know, a healthcare plan. Like everybody that's on our team, we got healthcare. You know, I mean, we had a guy working for us. He injured us himself. We paid for that. You know,
Okay.
the contractors, they was like, hey, we don't even want to charge him because he paid for the medical bill. You know, anybody that's here, we have a lot of people, and like I said, you know, I have a track record of it, and I don't even, you know, I can't even tell you how much peace and happiness and freedom that I have here. But I will send you some pictures, and you'll kind of be able to see that. And then anybody coming, you can feel free to say, hey, you know, speak with Brother Kwesi if they have good intentions in the right sense. You know, anybody want to reach out to me, you know, they can reach me at kwesiboyd@yahoo.com. That's KWESIBOYD @yahoo.com. You know, I'll speak to you, you know, correspond with you. You know, at one time I was getting $80 for a half-hour session. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
that's how we were pulling it in. And you know, Art said that because prior to Art coming, I was speaking with people through Blacksit, you know, for hours. You know, speaking with people. A lot of people aren't serious. You understand what I'm saying? So you just end up having those conversations, going to sleep late, tired, and that's what I did for 8 months. We went super hard for the idea of Blacksit and the people that were coming. We were taking people out to see land. We sold tons of land with Juliet. You understand what I'm saying? We
Right.
had a lot of land on the table when our relationship concluded. You understand what I'm saying? So we have history. We had a problem. And the problem that you all saw that the attack came was an extension of that. And there's no way that you can be promoting Pan-Africanism when you're trying to bring down a black man, a black brother that's come over and integrated the right way with the Gambian family.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. What Kwesi said. Leave the drama behind. You know, when you come in to the Gambia, you would have a good time. Whatever you're into, I'm sure would be provided for you. And those of you that are looking to, you know, do business or find somebody that can help you out, Kwesi just gave you, you know, the information where to find, you know, find him. Can you tell them your channel where, you know, they can find you at, or where you're mostly active, so you can communicate
Okay.
with the people?
So I try to post as much as possible on Go Hard to Gambia. That's my YouTube channel. So if you go take a look at there, you'll see some videos and things that I've done. You know, I'm gonna try to post more. I got a Patreon account I'm gonna put up, and I'll put more pictures that'll show a little bit more of my personal life and my movements and things like that. You know, and then for those who are VIP people, I'm gonna create a platform where they can actually see, you know, everything that I'm doing, the people that I interact with every day, how I'm training them, how, you know, you can get a group of people here, are very loyal people. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy you can build family here too.
Amazing. And you know, like couple of people, they said they have questions, but we've been on the 2 hours. Hopefully we can bring you in another time. You can,
Okay.
you know, take questions from the people. Would you
Okay.
do that for us?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Oh yeah. Anytime, brother. Anytime. I'll send you some information. I'm gonna send you some more information over about what we're doing and who I'm working with behind the scenes. You know, that way, you know, because I don't want, you know, there's people out here. If they see you doing something, they'll try to go around and try to throw salt on it or say, "Hey, don't mess with this guy. Did you know him doing this?" This is the type of stuff that, you know, I'm dealing with. So, or anybody would deal with. So I keep my things, you know, most of what I'm doing, you know, highly private. You know, that way we won't be come under attack by people who have nefarious agenda here in the Gambia.
So do you still work with Atkati? Oh, she's out
So
of the picture.
I haven't. Art Kathy, prior to that taking place, me and Art Kathy was splitting ways anyway. We already had decided that it would be best for us not to work together before a month before that happened. You understand what I'm saying? But I was sitting back the whole time. I knew everything was gonna, you know, come to a head. You understand what I'm saying? Because we had enemies, and it's just it's sad for a large part. It's sad for a large part. I heard a brother made a video about the situation with the girl being robbed, saying, "Oh, you know, she came over with all of this hope, all of this aspiration, only to have that dashed asunder, right?
Right.
She was the one responsible for it. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they come over here acting like they're the victim, but they're the villain. You understand? So I try to stay away from that market. Largely, we're focusing on mostly women and youth empowerment. We are taking in individuals from the diaspora that are, you know, like I said before, we wanted to create a whole 80% of the community being diaspora, but now it's going to be more like 20%, 80% youth, and
Okay.
Gambian women empowerment, where we have the less, you know, least amount of resistance to, you know, community living and working together.
Yeah, but that's good. And the thing is also, I mean, you know that people that are all already women that are grown, they've you know been in their dramas and you
Yeah,
know the baggage even here in the States. So
yeah.
obviously, if they say they're coming there to build, you know, you know that's not gonna happen. They have their own idea of what it is. They get to the beach, and that changes, you know, their perspective about everything. You know.
Check this out. There's a comment here, and I would like to address some of these comments because, you know, we need to educate our people and things like that. However, this brother said, how are you going to support those children when you're in your 50s, when you are in your 60s, and the child wants to go to college? Do you have funds available to them? First of all, that's my personal damn business. What are you doing for your family? Okay. But I will have you know that, you know, I do have multiple businesses. And as I shared before, I've successfully raised a family as far as I could. And I would say being married for 17, 16, 17 years is a hell of a record considering that most people don't get married. Most people have children out of wedlock. A lot of these children don't even know who their fathers are. So considering that, you know, that should at least give me, you know, the benefit of the doubt in terms of, you know, being able to take care of my family. And if you see any of my images or pictures of me or my family or anything like that, you'll see that we're well maintained and well taken care of above the average person.
Oh, and before I let you go, do you want to touch on, you know, because people, they always, when they say Gambia, they they would talk about, oh, the sex tourism. Do you think it's overblown, or this is just in a small area? You gotta go look for it to find it.
It's overblown. They got the same. America's worse. All right. You know, America's worse. UK is worse. You know, there's a problem here, but it's being, you know, overblown, over magnified. Being that there's no other industry and nothing else really going on here, and this has always been a place of exploitation. Of course, that's standing that you know they'll take that and stand out. But like I said, it's the same situation going on in the U.S. You know, in the U.S. being a worse scenario. And if we want to bring changes, uh, you know, I know a lot of people, you know, we're not talking about the, you know, children. We're just because, you know, that happens. And like I said, you know, you got pedophilia in the state and things like that. But you got a lot of women who, you know, that's in the sex industry. You know what I mean? A lot of that don't have any ways to make money. You know, they're over here. You know, so if we want to help in that situation, you understand, we need to come over here and offset some of the imports. Come over here and use our money wisely,
Right.
you know, and create, you know, some industries where we can produce 5 or 10 different products and create jobs, you know, something that would be easy to do. Something that would be easy to do if we had our right mind and right sense, but we have people who are at the heads of these movements, and people are falsely taking them as leaders, or mistakenly looking at them as a true leader, as opposed to looking at the institutions that need to be established for us to fulfill our role here.
So is it all the older white Karens that that are hanging around the bumpsters, or the black Karens are doing this too, but they're just pretending like it's only the white Karens?
I mean, you watch YouTube, you know what's going on over here, and you know they made that movie Stella Got Her Groove Back, and these are things that are etched into the consciousness of the society, where in U.S. society, you know, from slavery, the man, you know, they killed all the men. Okay, so I would consider the last black man in America would be the last one that they killed off that had the original language. All right, the original culture, because you know you can't achieve full manhood without racial worth and identity. That's why we have so many people with questionable sexual orientations because the family has been taxed since day one. So the woman has always been made the head of the household. So they always attract to them, you know, individuals or men who are in situations where they need some type of financial or emotional support. You know, and they feel like, hey, let me build him up, let me take care of him, let me help him get his driver's license. You know what I mean? Let me give him a place to stay. You know what I mean? They're comfortable in that role. And somebody that's the opposite of that, that's gonna come and say, hey, listen, I'm gonna take care of you as a woman. You know, you won't have to do as much, but you know, you can still play your role, but I'm gonna be the one driving. All right.
And I'm guessing, you know, there's a huge difference there where must be different where the woman is not getting in your face and stuff like that. You know, oh, did Gambia change as well?
What's that?
Like, because you know how, you know, some of these women that came there challenging you, getting in your face, like dealing with your wives, the Gambian women. You know, I'm guessing because you have three and you still smiling, so I'm guessing, you know, you don't have that much
It's a different
headache.
world. It's a different world, and you know, it's we as the original men on this planet, we have systems. You know, so your wife is not supposed to be like a sister to you because that would become an extension of sibling rivalry. Women mature 7 to 10 years faster than a man. So if you
Right.
have a woman that's of 20 years of age, she's more like her mentality is like a 27-year-old man or a 30-year-old man. So she shouldn't be paired with another 20-year-old. That's like
Right.
her being with somebody that got a 14-year-old mentality. So you have that, and then you have always the woman manipulating the situation, of course, because it's like a little brother. When you take a wife, the husband is supposed to be an extension of a father figure. So when the wife goes from the father's house, she goes to another male because she reached the age of puberty where the father can no longer take her further.
Right.
That's father. Father is he who takes the family further. So then she goes from the father house once she's able to conceive to another house where that's headed by a man who's a father figure or at least has that respect as a father. And your wife should be half your age plus 7, which is 10 years younger than you. These are things that we've had and known culturally that in Africa for a long, it's peace here. It's nothing like the U.S. Even though these values have come over under attack, but for a
Yeah.
large degree, it's still intact here. It would never happen in the States. What I'm doing here with my wives, I got my wives here. One of them, she's a very diligent business person. She's running multiple businesses by herself. She actually used to work for the real estate company that has come in question under the Blacksit scandal. I saw her there, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna marry this sister." So we team building. Then my other wife here, she supports me and hold me down and things. They were with me throughout the time of the situation with the libel and the slander and all of that. We would
And
had a lot.
they all stood by you, right?
Everybody here was looking at this situation like these. What is it? These people. Something is wrong with these people coming over here. Kwesi. The people here that was looking at this situation surely no longer view our role as one of coming over and helping the community. It's just one that a continuation of exploitation.
Well, do you think Pan Africanism is gonna get a strong foothold there? the
Never.
movement?
No, it haven't done anywhere because we don't have the emotional IQ to make it happen. I do believe a small group of people, like I said, the corporate mindset will always triumph in any economy. Anyone who understands product, right? So corporations have long exploited and sucked the lifeline out of the global economy. So those of us who are corporate mindset, when we create our businesses, like I said, no longer will we go, should we look towards creating skyscrapers full of office spaces that will house, the mindless employee as a cog in a machine. What we'll do instead is we'll create sustainable communities that are corporate communities that produces products where when you go to work, you don't have to go far. We have an industrial complex with cannery there, where we're making paper and stationery to ship products, where we're canning, making mango juice or making tomato.
Oh, okay. Okay, there's plenty of mangoes there.
Yeah. I mean, billions and billions of dollars of there's billions of dollars of agricultural waste. It's enough food to feed everybody on the continent. We just don't know how to store and process it because of the lack of finances and educational institutions that was purposely taken away from there. However, if we come together, we can bring all of this. Everybody, we can have abundance. Everyone's not going to do it. A small groups of people creating sustainable communities, that's going to be the future. Everybody else, 80% of the people that's putting money over here to buy homes don't have money to complete a build. So the smaller percentage that can build in 2 or 3 years, you're going to be living in an empty community. It don't take a rocket scientist to sit down and to calculate that. The same thing in the States before they started bringing out guidelines. You know what I mean? Because people were buying properties and then the property next door was bringing the property value down because the person went in half cocked. They didn't have full finance.
This has been insightful, ladies and gentlemen. That's Kwesi Boyd. Those of you that are interested in relocating to Gambia or visiting, by all means, find him. Where do they find you again? Can you tell them one more time?
Facebook, Kwesi Boyd, Kwesi Boyd on Facebook. I lost one of my accounts, so you'll see me in Senegal. I'm pointing like this in Senegal. So that's the one. That's the one you're gonna want to hit up on Facebook. Okay. And of course, you can hit me Kwesi Boyd at Yahoo, KWESI BOYD at yahoo.com. And then I'm Go Hard Gambia on YouTube.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Don't leave yet. Just hang tight in the back, okay?
Okay, sure. Why not?
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't that a great interview? It was nice and well organized. Nothing like the shenanigans, like it was when he went to the Unapologetic Negropean. I understand sometimes you might have your differences or feel a certain way about, people, or you heard things, but you gotta give them the chance for them to lay it out. So we'll have him back again another time so that he can take questions from the people. We'll open the lines, and as long as we keep it mature and respectful, you can come in and ask any type of question. You heard it, ladies. Some of you, the Stellas out there that are trying to get their groove back, the Beach Boys are there. I'm not encouraging you, but you're a big girl. You know what to do. But don't bring the shenanigans, and don't be surprised when the Beach Boys rob you. Maybe you pay them $1,000, they don't think it's enough, they're gonna come back for the laptop. So it's all up to you. It's enticing, but it also comes with a lot of danger. I mean, as you know, it's the Gambia. It's gonna come with the good, the bad, and the ugly. You make your choice. Thank you.